So when you really get into pricing your menu items, the most important thing for the menu is to make sure that you're making money. And so you have to monitor the effectiveness of your menu items to maximize your profit. And this is called the sales mix analysis. So it's an analysis of the popularity and profitability of a group of menu items. So this needs to be done at least 4 times a year. And this determines which items are more popular and which ones are more profitable. There are several methods available to do a menu analysis, but the most popular is menu engineering. So, this is systematically breaking down a menu's components to analyze which items are making money and which items are selling. Then you know which items to leave alone and which to have an increase or decrease in price, which ones you need to promote, and which ones you need to eliminate. So, you need to be open for a little bit of time to do the actual analysis, but the best thing you really want to look at is like the volume of sales. So how many times was this item sold in a period of time, and how did you record that? And so the analyzing data is going to really depend on how you collect that data. You want to look at your percentage. So the price is going to provide information and determine that profitability, and it's going to go along with that data analysis. And then this is going to decide which category this food item goes into. When we look at the 4 categories here of menus, we're looking at the plow horses, the stars, the puzzles, and the dogs. The stars, these are going to be your stars. So they're profitable and they're popular. You want to prioritize these on your menu, and these can also be your highest price items. They don't want to be priced too high, but they want to be priced in a way that this is where most of your profit is going to come. Your plow horses are popular, but the food cost on them is going to be a little bit less profitable. So this can increase the restaurant's popularity. These can even be some of your signature dishes, but you just want to kind of monitor that profit, particularly as ingredient prices fluctuate. So puzzles, these are going to be unpopular but very profitable. So as a result, the number of puzzles on the menu should be limited. One of the best solutions for helping out a puzzle is to decrease its price. This may appear counterproductive, but consider that guests may not perceive it as a fair value. So if an item isn't selling, no profit is being made anyway. If you start selling it, but you lowered the price a little bit, then you're making some profit, which is better than none. You can also advertise these by using table tents, chalkboards, suggestive selling, making things like this specials of the day, or you can rename it. Sometimes it can just be affected by what it's called, particularly if it's unfamiliar to guests. So if a puzzle is not selling well, try a couple of things with it and then see if you can make it more popular. So the dogs, these are the items that are unpopular and unprofitable. So you want to take as many of those out as possible. So replace them with more popular items. Take advantage of hot or trendy or cutting edge listings. Restaurant and food service operations are sometimes intimidated by influential guests who want managers to continue carrying a dog item on a menu. So you might have a regular that orders a dog and you think they may not come anymore if you took that off your menu. But the best way is to maybe carry it in inventory, but not on the menu for that guest. You could also offer a dog as more of a kind of limited time offering and see if that increases its popularity as well. But when you come to pricing the menu items, the 2 main methods are compared. So the food cost percentage method and the contribution margin method. The food cost percentage method, this sets the percentage of the menu price that the food cost must be, and then it calculates the price that will provide this percentage using the following formula. Item food cost divided by food cost percentage. And so this is going to be your menu price. Because the food cost percentage is dependent on the cost of the food and the preparation within the restaurant or food service operation, and an accurate food cost percentage will be different for each menu category. So appetizers, salads, entrees, signature dishes, specials, desserts, beverages, and etc. The contribution margin method. This is a pricing method that works for an a la carte menu items as well as menu items that comprise a meal, so soup, salad, and entree. This method uses operation-wide data to determine a dollar amount that must be added to each major menu item's food cost. The managers of a restaurant or food service operation can use the same contribution method for all menu items, or they can calculate separate contribution methods for different menu categories. So there are two steps to this formula. The total of the non-food cost plus the target profit divided by the number of guests equal the contribution margin. So contribution margin plus food costs, that's going to equal your menu price. So you can also just set a dollar markup amount or set a percentage increase method, but you really only want to use that for your major items. So if you add a fixed dollar amount to a food cost, you need to know the food cost and the amount of markup. So you take what it costs to make, and then you take what your markup is, 20%, 30%, and then that equals, add it to that, and that equals your menu price. You can also calculate the profit per menu item plus the labor plus the operating costs, and then that's how you find your market. So one set further than set dollar amount markup is calculates the markup percentage in terms of food costs. And that formula is food cost times percentage equals the markup, and the markup divided by food costs equals the percentage. And finally, when you're looking at pricing your menu and you're looking at what it's going to cost to run your restaurant, you need to take into account the items that the customer gets, but that they don't order. So salt and pepper, bread, butter, ketchup, sugar. These are the Q factors, and so you need to incorporate those in a menu cost as well. So the formula for the Q factor is the amount of an item served over time divided by the number of entrees served and the average portion used. So the average portion used times food cost of an item, that's going to be your Q factor. And you got to add that on when you're pricing your menu items.